Morning, ladies, gentlemen, peasants alike, fellow patriots. How are you today? So, October the 26th, you're going to be there? You best be. You should be. The 26th of October is potentially the biggest day in British history. And not just for Britain, but for the guy that has led Britain into uniting once again, Sir Tommy Robinson. And I'm going to knight him myself, because why not? The guy is a national treasure, deserves nothing less, and wouldn't get it officially. Tommy is going to be in court on the 28th, and with the support of close friends, family, and of course you fellow patriots. He's going in knowing potentially that he might not come out, knowing that they will do whatever it takes to silence him and keep him in, potentially for death. Sadly, Tommy has been a victim of propaganda. He's been a victim of the establishment's silencing campaign. The corruption of this government is unreal. It was only yesterday I found out that the drugs they were using on COVID patients, our elderly, the people that we love the most vulnerable in society, are drugs that are used at end-of-life procedures. Drugs that I'm familiar with myself, as from working with South Western Ambulance Service. Midazolam. You may have heard of these. Midazolam, morphine, lorazepam. Midazolam and lorazepam are very high strength, probably the most potent benzodiazepines that you can get today. It would be very hard for any GP to prescribe a patient this unless you're in a hospital setting, and that's simply due to the risks. They can cause respiratory depression, respiratory failure, which leads to death, obviously. And if you mix either of them with any opiate, you are causing a cocktail for disaster. They did just that, didn't they? Of course, and to top it off, these patients were already old and frail at the end of their life, some of them, and they have given them a cocktail for their lungs to simply just give in. End-of-life drugs for patients. And the video that I have, which I'll put up for you, have two speakers that are very professional, that are very high positions, that have come out and whistle-blown about this. They have found this, funnily enough, in the actual government guidelines that were sent to the NHS Foundation Trust. So not only do we get treated like second-class citizens by police, by the judicial system, where jihadi rapists can walk free and grooming gangs can do whatever they want to our children, but if we shout at a police dog or share a meme on Facebook, we get prison. Or let's talk about the veterans that are on our street. They have fought, paid into this country, fought for our country, and left on the street to fend for themselves, regardless of what temperature it is. Yet, those who break here illegally, that belong to that ideology, Islam, will get housed immediately in 4 or 5 star luxury accommodations or complexes across the UK, which they're now running out of, by the way. It begs belief the way the government or the establishment treat its citizens, and it's us folk that pay for it. We pay for them to make these decisions. We elect them, we choose them to make these decisions. But one thing I do know for sure is no British person in their right mind would have voted for them to do what they have been doing recently. Not mere the past just over 100 days in office Keir Starmer has just had. And the public opinion polls suggest that too, that even Labour voters have had enough of his tyranny. This authoritarian, totalitarian, communist party is set out to destroy the British identity, the British foundation, and British society. And they're not far from it. And that's why it's important that we all gather together, we muster, unite, get our asses down to 10 Downing Street on the 26th of October. I'm going myself. I'm going to be working that day there. I cannot wait. It's going to be a good day. Just like the 27th of July in Trafalgar Square and June the 1st was in Parliament Square. But I beg all of those that do attend to be on your best behaviour. Watch out for snakes and do not retaliate to any left-wing, champagne-sipping, Guardian-reading snowflakes that might attend, because the unions are now out to get people to rally for their cause. Stand up to racism. Because apparently Tommy and those who attend, the 100,000 patriots that attended last year, maybe the over 1 million that watched live on YouTube and Twitter, are racist and fascist. We know that not to be true. In fact, it is them. They need to take a harder look at themselves and a longer look in the mirror. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot express to you how important it is that not only you attend the 26th of October, but you also don't stand for what's going on. You need to stand up and speak out, even if you're scared. And I get it. You might lose your job. You might lose friends. You might have a shit storm come after you. But wouldn't you rather die on your feet than live on your knees? That's one question I had to ask myself. I don't want to go to prison. However, if I have to for the truth, I will. The truth will set you free. The truth is the truth. You can't run away from the truth. What's done in the dark will come to the light. We know that. So guys, have a serious think and plan for 26th of October, but also for the rest of your life. Because we know how this ends. The government will never listen. They won't. And the community or society across the UK is more divided than ever now. More divided than ever. And it's only going to take... And it's sad. This is sad. This is the saddest part. We are literally one terrorist attack away from civil war. That's how important this is. Look what happened in Southport when that jihadist went in and started stabbing up young kids. Look what happened. The outroar. And it was... justified outroar. Although I don't justify the violence that took place, it was justified for everyone to be as annoyed as they were. But we also learned at the same time that the government don't want to hear our cries no more. They don't want to hear our pleas. In fact, they want us to be silent. They want us to let this continue. And they will threaten or jail you if you don't adhere to what they want. So this is why it's more important than ever to get behind this movement, but also to support Tommy. He is going into court on the 28th and may not come out. Tommy, or Sir Tommy Robinson, as I am now going to call him, deserves a knighthood, but he wouldn't get one. He wouldn't get one. So it is up to us patriots to give him that knighthood. So Sir Tommy Robinson is going to be the name I shall give him from now on. He is a national treasure. He has united the people of this country. And many people in the establishment high up, Nigel Farage himself even, have criticised Tommy for many years. But the lies that they have spread about him, the hate they have portrayed against him, has all been exposed. And it's backfired on them because people have learnt who the real racists are, the real fascists, and who the real liars are, the instigators, and who really is trying to destroy this country and separate and divide our society. Tommy has done amazing work. He's not only just united the kingdom, he has educated those who did not know much about Islam. He has educated people about some of the lies that has taken place in our government behind closed doors. He has also exposed what happens in our two-tier judiciary and policing system. Tommy Robinson is a national treasure, a hero, my hero in that extent. And I suggest we all should start calling him now Sir Tommy Robinson. Guys, I'm going to leave you with this one. It's early in the morning, and soon I will be taken back to the channel. I will be coming back, doing some live streams. I've got some amazing, and I know I keep saying this, it's finding the time. It is finding the time. It really is. You guys know who I have the links with. It's just about getting them on board at a time that suits them and a time that suits me. But like I said in the past, we've got the real beef with Big Don Keith from America, the American patriot that is well loved across America, but also here in the UK now, thanks to Tommy. We've got Anne-Marie Waters, who I've spoken to yesterday. She is going to join me on a live stream to talk about the effects of Islam on British society and the West, and the threats that we may face in the future. We also have Lloyd de Jong, which you may have seen. If you haven't seen the live streams I've done with him already, then please go on to his channel, Lloyd de Jong. He is an amazing, I would say, scholar, if you like, on Islam and Christianity. And the live stream that we did, where I came onto his channel and spoke on behalf of Britain of what's going on here today or recently, that video is on there. I wasn't able to do it on my channel simply because this one, the new one, didn't have enough subscribers, but we're there now, which is good. And I've been invited again to go on Paul Thorpe's channel, which is a big one because that's the one that helped build my last channel before they deleted it. And who else? Oh, Bob from Speaker's Corner. So we've got a few guests that will be coming on once we're set up. And don't forget, guys, a lot of work is being put into what's going to happen on the 26th. There's people who I'm going to meet, some interviews that I need to do myself. And I don't know if anyone is familiar with a lad, I forgot his name now, Azza Kabar or something like that. I'll have to find it and put it in the description. But he is he's a good commentator, a social commentator on the events, just like myself, that speak about the events that are taking place in today's society. Once I find his details, I'll put them in the description for you. But guys, I love you. And stay strong. We know that we're in for a long ride with this government, but let's get through this winter, especially with our elderly. I did make a video yesterday, but sadly deleted it, explaining what you could do to help your parents and grandparents. But I'm not here to instruct you on what to do or tell you what to do. Only you know yourselves. I can only advise. I myself is going to sit down with my grandmother, myself, and I'm going to invite her to my property if she feels the need to go there. Because I'm not going to have anyone in my family feel like they cannot put the heating on over Christmas. So I advise you guys to do the same. Sit down with your grandparents or those that you love, any loved one that is elderly, who is going to miss out on this winter fuel payment or not, and simply ask them to make sure they contact you if they're in despair or if they're struggling. And we know how proud these elderly people can be, so sit and barter with them, okay? Don't just accept no or take no for an answer. Keep pushing them until they finally agree that they will contact you, that they won't struggle, and they won't be put in the situation where they are picking food or heating. Now, you can also get advice from Turn to Us. You can go on Google. There are many grants. You've got the the Household Support Fund, Welfare Support Fund, and there's also another one, a community grant, which is also run by the council. So you can contact your councils, you can contact Citizens Advice, again, that's a good one. Turn to Us can let you know about any grants that are operating in your area. And like I said, just make sure they've got your number. Check in on them as much as you can. And just keep asking them if they're okay. Do they need help? Offer some money even to pay towards their bill. As well as inviting my grandmother to come to my place during the winter period, I'll also offer as well to help out with December, January and February bills. So I got then that comfort in knowing she will have some heating on. So she probably won't accept it, but it's worth an offer, it's worth a try, because there is nothing worse than when the inevitable happens and you look back and think, could I have done more? What could I have done to have prevented this? Or more so, what could the establishment have done to prevent this? There has been many professionals warning Keir Starmer about the outcome of what he has done this winter. And it's not looking good. Thousands upon thousands of Britons that have paid into this system for many, many years, decades, that have an established family and root where their generations have paid into the exact same system, fought for this country in World War I and II. These people are being left simply to just freeze and starve to death. And Keir Starmer and his minions would rather put that money to use jabbing fat people to get them back into work, or putting up migrants in luxury accommodation, giving them every single accessory that is used as fashion statements or as a luxury item for free with the money that we pay. People who have never ever paid into the system, don't have any ties, people that hate the way we live, people who hate our values, our culture, people who hate us themselves because of our faith or none at all. We are kafir to the most of them. So guys, let's get this straight. The government is not going to help us. There are going to be no handouts. Only us can look after us. We have been left to fight for our own, and we will do that. So make sure that we all stick together. We look after our elderly. We look after each other, and we stand up against bullshit. Cheers.